Hey, happy Saturday. You know, my wife, she works for the FBI. She's literally an American hero. She went out to have brunch with a couple of her friends, and I'm at home and I started thinking about this principle on what it takes to be successful in business. And the principle that you really need to understand is the one I like to call E-math. E-math. You see, the E stands for emotional intelligence. You need the emotional intelligence to know what to say, when to say it, how to say it, to move the conversation along and have people work with you. And in our business at Smart Alto, one of the things you may not understand is, I'm a founder of a technology company, but you're also an entrepreneur. And we both need to work well with people. And so at Smart Alto, when we convert leads for you, we need the emotional intelligence to know what to say, when to say it, how to say it, to move the conversation along to the next phase, which is to set an appointment for you. In business, EQ is a lot greater than IQ. I know some really, really smart people who are awful at business because they're awful at dealing with people. You see, I don't care if you're an individual agent, you still need people to be successful. I'm not saying you have to go out and build a team. Definitely you don't have to go out and build a brokerage with 150, 170 agents, but you still need people. If you're an individual agent and you're doing everything by yourself, you're generating leads, you're converting leads, you don't have a transaction coordinator, you don't rely on anyone else in your business, it's going to be really difficult because I don't know a single successful person, people who, are doing hundreds of millions of dollars, the people who are just making a couple of $1,000,000 a year who are successful by themselves. They all have people around them. And to work well with people, you need emotional intelligence. You need the E in the equation, E-math. E-math, the E stands for emotional intelligence. You gotta be good working with people. See, the types of folks we work with at Smart Alto, they're the agents who are doing well and wanna do better. Right? It's really hard for Smart Alto to help people who are absolutely brand new. They've never converted a new lead. They've never sold a home before. It's hard for us to work with those people and get them to do better. But it's a lot easier for us to take someone at a 7 and get them to a 10 than it is for us to take someone at a 0 and get them to a 1. Because we work with folks who are doing well and they want to do better, right? So when you think about this principle, E-math, again, you need the emotional intelligence to know what to say, when to say it, how to say it, and that's what we need at Smart Alto. That's why it's really hard to have computers do the job of a human, right? So computers are really good at certain things. Computers are great at crunching numbers. Computers are great at big in data and analytics, but computers are awful at building relationships with other humans. Humans are great at building relationships with humans. That's why we have humans who are having conversations with leads and we don't rely on robots or technology to do that. The second part of this is math. Math, it's a numbers game. You need to have enough leads so that we can have enough conversations, set enough appointments so that you can close enough deals. Right, so it was a person who I was talking to, it was a person who set an appointment with me earlier in the week. And she actually missed the appointment. So I called her at the time when she asked me to call her and then picked up the phone and said, hey, introduced myself, and she hung up on me. And about 30 minutes later, I think she realized who I was and she called me back. Well, if I just would have blown her off, didn't have the emotional intelligence to know that sometimes people are just going through things. You have absolutely no idea what's happening in someone else's life. So when they may be rude to you, or they may not be having the best day, it's your job to have the emotional intelligence to say, you know what, let me not take it personally, let me move on to the next. What I used to say was, when I was in ISA, what's the saying? Someone said no, so so what? Someone's waiting. I forgot the saying that I used to have, but it's a really popular saying that's basically like, hey, move on, because it does become a numbers game. And if you truly do believe that relationships drive business forward, relationships drive real estate forward, then you need to build relationships with folks, and you need to build relationships with the most number of people that you can, but it's really hard to do that when someone may be 30, 60, 90, 180, 280 days away from purchasing a house. You need to build in systems, and that's one of the things that Smart Alto helps you do, is to build in systems so that you can build relationships with people who may be far away, but you can kind of automate that process, and you can do it with people on your side who have the emotional intelligence to drive things forward. So hopefully this was helpful for you. Again, the principle E-Math. E stands for emotional intelligence, and math stands for numbers. It's a numbers game. Have as many conversations with as many people as you can, and make it a great Saturday. Talk to you soon.